2 o'clock in the morning, 2:07 a.m. to be exact. And here I am, half awake, slightly dead, wanting to talk about some Shaman King. Ladies and gentlemen, the next crossover has been announced. I'm here to tell you exactly what it is. Well, I already told you, but it's Shaman King, baby. Our big surprise for Grand Summoners is the Shaman King crossover. This is the longer-rated crossover. This will be bringing in some crazy units like Yo and the boy. Shit. Shit, that one kind of hurt though. I'm definitely not doing that again. With Anna and Ren. And I could end the video right here. Make it a minute-long video. I could possibly make it a short. Up the algorithm, you know? But why not actually tell you all exactly what these characters are going to be doing and what they're bringing to the table? Now, unlike other crossovers in the past, or let me say more recent crossovers, these guys, unfortunately, will not be luck units. From what I know, this could change with Global, but I highly doubt it. But in JP, from what I remember, these guys were not luck units. Not only that, these will, of course, for anybody new that is getting into the game, limited time units. They're only going to be here for the crossover. So once Shaman King is gone, you cannot get these units again.
OP, why would you say that? Is that kind of a stupid thing to say?
That's why people show up in my Discord asking, how do I get Mako? And I have to, unfortunately, tell them you had to have been playing about a few months ago to get her. So without further ado, let's name the first 2 units that are going to be coming out. Or if we follow JP at least, these should be the first 2 units that will be coming out to Grand Summoners Global with this crossover. Of course, scheduling could change. They could release Yo first, they could release Hao first, they could release Ren first. Let's tell you who the first 2 units should be. The very first 2 units should be the boy Yo and the girl Anna. Now, usually in these crossover videos, I try to make a video that's a big bulk video where it has all the information about the crossover in it. But unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to do that this time because there's not enough information out yet. And I kind of like having the English translations for the pictures and stuff, not the Japanese equipment, unless I absolutely have to do that. So you guys can read along and all that. So with that being said, we're only gonna be talking about the units in this. Let's talk about Yo. It is going to be your fire support unit, fire human. You see his shield, he gets that. See that katana? He played hella Fruit Ninja back in high school. 5-star physical, 5-star magic, 5-star support, fucking Christ, 4-star support, Jesus, I can't read. His skill's gonna be able to permanently increase your own damage by 20% up to a maximum of 100%. His art is gonna be able to increase all allies' physical damage by 20%, stackable by the way, all the way up to 120%. And the usage of this art resets the duration of the buff, 1300 break. And the true art is going to be a massive 48,000% fire damage physical. And then for 20 seconds, you increase all allies' arts by 4 and fire allies' attack by 100%. Break 2k. He is Archgen type E, and he does not disappoint. We ain't even talked about his abilities yet, but his abilities are also pretty solid. He has 2 win near death passives, which increases damage and damage resist by 10% each. And then he has an increased art gauge by 3 per second if he is unafflicted by any stats elements, which would be absolutely amazing for him when trying to Archgen for his entire team. The thing about Yo, actually, you know what? Let me talk about Anna first before we start talking about Yo in depth. So the girl Anna will be the other unit that should be coming on the very first banner. So Anna is an earth human. Her slots are going to be 5-star magic, 5-star defense, and 4-star magic. Skill is going to be a 1200% earth damage magic. For 8 seconds, you reduce the enemy's evasion by 10%. Art is going to be able to increase all allies' arts by 20. And then for 15 seconds, you reduce the enemy's damage by 25%. And then the true art is going to be a 35,000% earth damage magic. For 20 seconds, all allies ignore 100% of the enemy's defense and increase earth allies damage by 50%. Abilities are going to be increase equipment CT recovery by 10%, increase damage against enemies in break by 20%, and increase fire and earth allies damage by 40%. So before we move on to Hao and the boy Ren, let's talk about Yo and Anna real quick. Because once I start talking about Hao, I'm going to be honest with you, we going to be here for a minute, man, because I'm going to get a little bit too excited. So the boy Yo, pretty much fire Hatsune Miku, like I mentioned before. This guy's bringing a lot to the table. We're finally going to get an actual Archgener for Mono Fire that isn't like Berwick or someone else that's random. Not only this, he's a really strong unit, being able to increase fire allies attack by 100%, extremely good. 4 arts per second. Being Archgen type E means that it's able to stack with a multitude of units. Not only that, he's very unique in the sense that he's going to be able to even get stronger because he does have that ramping damage on his skill. And his art is also pretty unique, so you can kind of alternate between the true art and the art to constantly get more and more physical damage up. But of course, you can kind of ignore that if you're using a primarily magic damage team with him, because you're definitely going to be wanting to use him on any mono fire team or a team that's consisted mostly of fire units, so you can get that 100% fire allies attack. Or whoever your main attacker is, you're going to want them to have that 100% attack up. So if you're looking at someone like Berwick, or the new unit that will be coming out with this crossover, the boy Hao, and that goes for any other fire attacker in the game that you want to be using with Yo. Very good unit, very strong, no lie. He's going to shake up the fire meta, and it's probably going to be a necessity for any mono fire team moving forward. And I ain't going to lie, a lot of the Shaman King units got hella drip. I think Yo is the main character from Shaman King. Correct me down in the comment section if I'm wrong about that, but I think he's the main MC. And let me just say, man got drip. He looked good. Like the shield, like the katana, like the effects on everything. I fuck with the vibe. So now talking about Anna. Anna is very similar to Daki. She's pretty much Earth Daki to an extent, being able to increase Earth allies damage by 50% on top of applying the 100% defense ignore to the entire team. She's gonna be really good in any fight that needs defense ignore, and maybe you want to use mono Earth in. For example, something like Virago. There is tons of clears on YouTube, or at least a few I think, that has Anna fighting Virago and being able to beat him pretty easily. Not only that, her slots are pretty decent, not anything too crazy, and she does have a pretty unique passive of having fire and earth allies damage increased by 40%. Maybe want to try to run her alongside Yo possibly and see how that goes. But either way though, I think that she's actually a pretty solid like offensive slash defensive unit. She's a very in the middle like sub attacker. She's not applying too many defensive buffs, but she's not applying too many offensive buffs, but just right in the middle. Being able to reduce the enemy's damage, being able to increase your damage if you're an earth ally, and give you 100% defense ignore. Overall, I think the girl Anna has some potential. She may not be as exciting as some of the other characters, but you know, she's still pretty decent. And like I said before, if we're following JP, this will be the first banner in the Shaman King crossover. Now moving on to the second banner, and this second banner, let me tell you right now before we even get into it, there is a character coming out with this crossover that is no lie going to change the mono fire meta forever, especially mono fire nuking, and we're gonna be talking about him second. First unit that will be on this second banner is going to be the boy Tao, or Rin. I think that's his first name. So Rin is going to have a 5-star physical, 5-star physical, and 4-star defense. His skill is going to be able to increase his own arts by 20. If you're unaffected by any stats elements, you're going to increase your own arts by 40 instead. His art is going to be able to increase the arts damage by the number of times this art has been activated in a quest up to a maximum of 250%. And this increases by 50% every single time, meaning that you need to use this bad boy 5 times for you to get a 250% damage up. So it's up to you if you want to do that. And then the true art is going to be a massive 60,000% dark damage physical. Increase your own attack by the number of dark units that are in the party times 50%. I don't know if he himself counts for this. So anybody that's in the comment section, if you guys know if you used him on JP or whatever, if his self counts for this, let me know. But if his self doesn't count, you will at least be able to get 150% attack up no matter what. If you're using him on mono dark, that is. His abilities are at the start of the battle, you increase your own arts by 50, increase damage to enemies under 30% HP by 60%, and you increase evasion by 10%. So as you saw, Rin looking actually pretty solid as a mono dark nuker. I'm a little bit excited, and if I get him, I'm definitely going to be trying him out. But now here comes for the big boy. This guy is probably the prize of the crossover, next to Yo in my opinion. But this guy, oh Lord Jesus, y'all better get ready. If y'all ain't seen the last video that I did on him, this man is a menace to society. And who am I talking about? I am talking about none other than the boy Hao. His name actually may be Ho. We're gonna call him Hao for right now. Or Big H. That's also the thing we call him. You know what? I like Big H a lot. So Big H is coming into the game, and let me tell you, he does not disappoint. This guy is a fire god. Literally, that's actually what his like race is. He's a fire unit. He's a god. His slots are gonna be 5-star magic, 5-star support, and 5-star physical. Triple 5-star equip slots. It's already getting spicy. His skill is going to be a 3000% fire damage magic. For 10 seconds, you increase your own attack by 20%. His art is going to be 17,000% fire damage magic. Increase allies, except self, arts by 20. And then for 20 seconds, you reduce the enemy's burn resist by 50%. And then the true art is going to be a 70,000% fire damage magic. 100% chance to inflict burn. For 15 seconds, you reduce the enemy's magic resist by 50%. If the enemy was burned by your true art or was already burned when on true art was activated, you reduce their fire resist by 50%. That doesn't stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. When own HP is above 70%, you increase your own art gauge by 7 per second. He also has increased freeze resist by 100% and increased burn resistance by 100%. And this is what's got everybody excited for this crossover. This man is going to be an absolute beast on mono fire, especially mono fire nuking. Oh my goodness. The amount of damage ups this guy has and the amount of team play he also has for just fire nuking is quite insane. So let's say, for example, if you had all of the pieces of Exodia for fire nuking, what could you be expecting with the boy Hao? Since he's fire magic, we're going to use Hao, we're going to use Benimaru, Berwick, and to end it off, we could go with Lion, or we could go with even Commander Forte if we really wanted to, just for that 50 art gauge right at the start of the quest. Or pretty much anybody else for that last slide. It really doesn't matter. Could be Sunji, could be practically anybody. And the amount of damage ups on that team is going to be insane. You're going to see how hit for crazy numbers. This guy, no lie, is pretty much the fire Saitama to an extent, but he's a little bit more team oriented since he is able to reduce the enemy's magic resist by 50% and fire resistance by 50%. If you factor that in with a Berwick true weapon, Berwick's true weapon lowers fire resist by, I think it's 30% if I'm not mistaken. So 80% fire resist down on top of the 50% magic resist down. If you have Benimaru on the team, ladies and gentlemen, that's an extra 70% magic resist down from Benimaru. It's just gonna get crazier and crazier the further and further you go into it, man. This man is nothing short of an absolute powerhouse. When it comes to damage, he has it. And not only that, you know the craziest part about it, even though, yeah, he is pretty much a nuker, I could absolutely see you using him as an actual main attacker. You put him on a team and give him some crit. Hell, if you don't want to give him any crit, give him true EX gate. He has a 5-star support. You got crit on your team now. You don't even have to run a crit buffer if you don't want to. And watch the damage just go. Apart from that, that's pretty much all Hao is. He's just damage. He got drip though. You see this art? Look at that. Drip. I like it a lot. I don't know about his shoes though. Those are the Lego bricks. I don't really fuck with that. But the whole outfit, I really like. I could go on and on about how, and I could even talk about Yo a little bit more if I wanted to, and the other units. I think everybody from this crossover is either solid or like really good. I think the two that you're going to be looking out for the most though from this crossover would definitely be Yo if you're looking for a Archgener for mono fire and just a good attack buffer, and of course the boy Hao, because Hao is just disgusting. Why wouldn't you want this guy? Like, he just does damage. And with him being a magic attacker, that's actually extremely good. And only thing I got to say to you guys is get ready. I hope you got your crystal save. I hope you got your 500-day login bonus coming up, because I know I got mine coming up. But that's going to be it for this video, man. Thank you all for coming out. If you're hyped for Shaman King, let me know down below in the comments section. I'll be checking it out, respond to you guys and everything. We'll be having more Shaman King news coming out throughout the week. Of course, leading up to the release of Shaman King on the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So stick around to the channel. We'll be keeping you guys up to date. We're going to be having tons of videos coming out for Shaman King. Summon videos, live streams, unit showcases, some shenanigans, the whole 9 yards. You already know what you get whenever you come to my channel. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be it for this one. Thank you all for coming out again. It's been your boy P. Hopefully all you guys have a good afternoon or good night or good morning, depending on when you're watching this. And last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.